Welcome everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today with the fascinating topic of masters of the Mediterranean. Today's focus is on the geography of Phoenicia, a vital region in ancient history. Over the next few slides, we'll explore how this area shaped trade, culture, and the rise of powerful city-states. So, let's dive in and discover the significance of Phoenicia together. Today, we're exploring the height of Phoenician culture, which spanned from around 1100 to 200 BC. During this period, the Phoenicians established themselves as a prominent civilization in the ancient world. Their main territory was in what we now call modern-day Lebanon, along the eastern coast of the Mediterranean, in a region known as the Levant. This area was a vital crossroads for trade and cultural exchange. The Phoenicians were part of an ancient Semitic community, sharing linguistic and cultural roots with other peoples in the region. Their influence during this time was significant, especially in developing trade networks, maritime skills, and writing systems that would leave a lasting legacy. This slide helps us understand the core of Phoenician achievements and their role in shaping the broader ancient Mediterranean world. The name Phoenicia actually comes from the ancient Greek word for Tyrian purple. This was a very special dye that was highly valued in the ancient world because it was rare and difficult to produce. The dye was exported by their port cities, making it a significant part of their economy and identity. When we talk about the Phoenicians, it's important to remember how their reputation was linked to this luxurious color, which symbolized power and prestige. So, in essence, the name Phoenicia highlights their connection to this prized dye, and it helps us understand why their port cities became such important trading hubs. Located at the western end of the Fertile Crescent, Phoenicia had a strategic position that really set it apart. Because it was right along the Mediterranean coast, it was perfectly placed for maritime trade, allowing them to connect with various regions across the Mediterranean and beyond. This location made Phoenicia a vital gateway for goods, ideas, and cultures moving in and out of the Levant. Their access to the sea was a huge advantage, enabling them to become renowned traders and sailors. So, when we think about their role in the broader story of ancient civilizations, this key geographic position was really the foundation of their success and influence in global commerce. The Mediterranean truly became their highway, transforming what was once just a narrow coastal strip into a vast trading empire. This body of water connected different regions, making it easier for the Phoenicians to trade and expand their influence. Now, if we look at the map, you'll see that the sea was a crucial gateway to the west, opening up opportunities for trade and cultural exchange. But it's also important to understand the challenges they faced. The rugged peaks to the east acted as natural barriers, blocking overland trade routes. These mountains isolated the Phoenicians from their neighbors, which meant they had to find alternative ways to connect and grow. And because of these geographical barriers, both the sea and the mountains, the Phoenicians turned to the sea as their primary route, shaping their entire civilization around maritime trade. This strategic adaptation was key to building their global trading empire and connecting distant lands. Let's talk about a truly rare resource that was key to Phoenicia's wealth: timber, specifically the mighty cedars. This resource was more than just wood. It was a driving force behind their trade and economic power. The Phoenicians built a formidable maritime fleet, and their shipbuilding assets relied heavily on these prized cedars. These trees were highly valued in the ancient world because of their strength and durability, making them ideal for constructing ships that could sail long distances and carry heavy loads. So, in essence, the Phoenicians' access to these exceptional cedars gave them a significant advantage, enabling them to dominate trade routes and build their reputation as expert shipbuilders. This connection between their natural resources and their economic strength really highlights how they capitalized on what was available to create a thriving maritime empire. The Phoenicians were really innovative when it came to shipbuilding. They built ships that were not only fast, but also incredibly sturdy, which was essential for their trading ventures. Their ships allowed them to travel long distances across the Mediterranean and beyond, opening up new markets and opportunities. Additionally, they established one of the world's most impressive harbors right in the city of Tyre. This harbor became a vital hub for trade, making Tyre a bustling center of commerce and culture. When we talk about the Phoenicians, it's important to recognize their mastery of the sea. They were truly expert sailors and shipbuilders, which gave them a significant advantage in establishing and maintaining trade routes. This mastery of maritime skills helped them dominate trade in the ancient world, and it connects directly to the broader theme of how geography and innovation can shape civilizations. The Phoenicians' focus on building powerful ships and strategic harbors exemplifies their role as masters of the sea. Now, let's look at how these early civilizations established strategic colonies along new routes to support long-distance maritime trade. These colonies weren't just random outposts. They were carefully placed to facilitate commerce across vast distances, helping to expand their economic influence and cultural connections. When we talk about the Phoenicians, they were truly pioneering maritime explorers. They braved the dangerous Strait of Gibraltar, which served as a gateway to the vast Atlantic Ocean. This daring move opened up new opportunities for trade and exploration beyond the familiar Mediterranean basin. The phrase "beyond the Mediterranean" highlights how these explorers pushed the boundaries of known waters. They ventured into the Atlantic, which was considered a frontier, a new, uncharted territory full of potential and risk. This expansion into the Atlantic was crucial because it marked the beginning of truly long-distance maritime commerce. It set the stage for future explorers and traders to connect continents, share goods, ideas, and cultures. So, in the context of our overall theme, these pioneering efforts show how early civilizations laid the groundwork for the global trade networks we see today. They were the trailblazers, turning the unknown into an opportunity for growth and connection. Let's take a closer look at the Maritime Empire, which was a crucial part of Carthage's influence. This empire was centered around controlling key sea routes and trading networks across the Mediterranean. It allowed Carthage to dominate commerce and expand its reach far beyond its original borders. One of the most important aspects of this maritime power was its premier colony, which served as a vital hub for trade and military operations. These colonies acted as strategic points that helped maintain Carthage's dominance and facilitated the movement of goods, people, and ideas across the region. Speaking of strategic locations, North Africa was essentially the heart of Carthage's empire. This region provided the perfect base for naval operations and economic activities. It also helped Carthage to project power into the wider Mediterranean and beyond. Now, when we think about Carthage's influence, the power of Carthage itself is a key concept. It wasn't just about military might, but also about economic strength, skilled diplomacy, and a robust maritime infrastructure. All these elements combined made Carthage a formidable empire in the ancient world. Connecting these points to our overall theme, it's clear that Carthage's maritime empire was a cornerstone of its success. It exemplifies how strategic location, naval prowess, and economic strength can create a powerful and enduring empire. Let's take a closer look at some of the luxury crafts that were highly prized in this era. First, we have carved ivories, which were valued not only for their beauty, but also for the skill involved in their creation. These intricate carvings often depicted religious or mythological scenes, showcasing the artisan's mastery. Moving on, we see the significance of metalwork, especially silverworks, which were traded across seas, indicating a vibrant exchange of luxury goods and cultural influences. Silver objects were not only functional, but also highly decorative, symbolizing wealth and status. Next, we come to glassmaking, which was pioneered in this period. The art of heating and shaping glass led to stunning, delicate pieces that exemplified craftsmanship and innovation. Glassblowing, in particular, revolutionized the production of luxury items, allowing artisans to create intricate shapes and designs. All these crafts, ivory carvings, silverworks, and glassblowing, highlight the importance of luxury and craftsmanship in this culture. They reflect both technological advancements and a desire for beautiful, high-quality objects that signified social status and cultural sophistication. These arts not only served functional purposes, but also demonstrated the ingenuity and artistic expression of the people, tying into the broader theme of cultural achievement and exchange. Let's take a closer look at what made royal purple such a symbol of wealth and power in ancient times. This slide highlights the ancient production process behind this coveted dye. At the heart of it all was the murex shellfish, which was the key source for the dye. These shellfish were harvested in large quantities, and extracting the dye was a labor-intensive process. The shells contained a small amount of a special gland that produced the pigment. Now, the color itself, royal purple, became associated with royalty and prestige because of how difficult it was to produce. It wasn't just a fashion statement. It represented status, authority, and wealth. The rarity and the effort required to produce this dye made it a luxury item reserved for the elite. Connecting this to our broader theme, it shows how something as simple as a shellfish could symbolize power and status across ancient cultures. It's fascinating how the production process and the cultural significance of the color intertwine to reinforce its importance in history. Created to record trade, this system of letters became the foundation for the Greek, Latin, and modern English alphabets we use today. What's really fascinating is how this simple idea of a written system transformed communication across civilizations. This set of symbols was more than just letters. It was a revolutionary legacy that shaped how we share ideas, record history, and connect with one another. It all started with what we call the first alphabet, a groundbreaking development in human history. And today, we still see its influence in the way we read, write, and understand the world around us.